Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Cynthia, your hostess for the Kettle Black Talk Show. Today we're going to be looking at tiny homes. In the past 2 years, all throughout the pandemic, I was, obsessed with tiny home living. And because of that, I've been purging. I've been doing a lot of purging in the last, I would say, year. Putting stuff on Facebook Marketplace, letting my friends and family know that I'm getting rid of this, and that, and just get rid of stuff. Because the more stuff you have, the more you have to take care of it. So I've been purging stuff. I've been scaling all my tech gear, all my collectibles, because I collect black dolls, I collect black memorabilia, stuff like that. So I've kind of minimalized it, or maybe not minimalized it, but I organized it real nice. And I will have a video showing my collection of black memorabilia. One of my favorite, just offhand, one of my favorite collectibles is Dorothy Dandridge items. I know that's kind of out there, but it is what it is. Now, going back, tiny homes. Okay, so let's look at some tiny homes, and I'll comment and tell you what I like and what I don't like about them. So let's get it started. Sorry. Intro.
This little house is 280 square feet, and
Wow.
I've lived here for 3 years, 3 very joyful years. It's an ADU, so it's an accessory dwelling unit, and it was built on the footprint of the original garage.
That is beautiful.
I share the side yard with my neighbors that are in the main house. We look out for each other, we take care of each other. I have a chosen family, and my neighbors have been absolutely delightful. If I were to purchase a home in this community where I'm living now, the average home price is about a $2 million barrier to entry. In this phase of my life, I'm renting a tiny home and saving money so that I can buy a home in the future. But living tiny has given me the opportunity to have the lifestyle that I desire, but also living within my financial means.
She has very good taste. I love the color scheme, the natural surroundings, all of it. Love it. This is one of my favorites.
Another thing I'd love to share that's happening right now, because it just hit the shelves, is I have a cover story in Vogue Knitting magazine. I design knitting, sewing, crochet, and macrame patterns that I sell online on my website. And I also travel the world teaching those 4 crafts. I live a very small life, pun intended, and I spend my days making things by hand. And what a blessing it is for me to be able to pay for my cost of living by making things from scratch, to then sharing the process of making it with other people, and how that brings joy to someone who suddenly turns a ball of yarn into a garment that they can wear for many years and pass on to their children. It really is an incredible way to live. Making clothing can be a mindful act about dressing your body in a way that makes you feel good and makes you feel confident, which then allows you to move into the world with that confidence. We are in my garden. I'm really blessed to have this area for my private use. Really creates a cozy space to welcome all of my friends and family. Welcome. Today you're part of my family. I moved to California for the blue skies and access to the ocean, and so obviously I'd like to take advantage of the outdoor space. I reached out to a company called Article that is based in Canada and asked them if they would consider sponsoring some furniture for me. So I
Nice.
got all of this beautiful furniture that is made of acacia wood so that it's outdoor friendly. I custom sewed covers for all of the furniture using vinyl shower curtains. So that's pretty cool. I also have a fire pit, and because I'm in a dense city, I specifically wanted this model because it's smokeless, or as smokeless as a fire pit can be. And so my sometimes and set it up on the table and sit.
Clearly, her outdoor living is a lot more important to her. So love it. Love that she's made a home, based on her personality.
And be together and yet not be on top of each other. And so the fire pit and candles and plants and flowers just make it a really beautiful ambient space to be in. And I've moved these with me from my previous tiny home, and it's been really nice. They're just like my little friends that keep growing, and it's like having family members that grow with me as I move throughout this city. Plants make me happy, and every day when I leave the house.
She's very organized, and so am I. I am OCD. I'm not going to lie. So, of course, I'm just loving this.
And when I come home, it's like they're my welcoming committee, my hype friends that tell me, you're doing a good job. So yeah, these are my friends and I love them very much. You've seen my garden. Now, let's see the real reason why you're here. Let's see the inside of my tiny house. Entren, están bienvenidos. When we enter the house, you will see that I set up my space in zones. So in this corner, I have a sleeping nook. Then I've got a lounge space, a work area with my desk, and a sewing table. So
that couch reminded me of Oprah's couch. That, I don't know what you call it, baby brown, that real nice, soft, brown, yellow leather. Nice.
So I design clothing for a living. I'm wearing one of my dresses right now called A Dress for Everybody. One of my favorite architectural details of this house, and what made me decide that this was my home the moment I saw it, were the skylights, because natural light is flowing into the space all day, followed by the internal windows. This little house is on the footprint of the original garage, and the owner is an architect. So he knocked down 3 out of 4 walls of the garage and rebuilt the baskets and a yarn swift. Most of it things that you need for everyday life. And so you'll see my kettlebell and my little weights in the corner, a bolt of fabric and a yoga mat, a tripod. It's been a good space. I make a giant mess in this space, but the convenience space. When I first moved in, I placed all of my things in wicker baskets because it had to be pretty, right? I quickly learned once we got into the wet season when it rained, the smallest elliptical I could find. Now that we're in the bathroom, you can see I have a shower. These built-in shelves have been a lifesaver. I wanted to add a handmade piece to the bathroom. I'm still able to build in little rituals that make it feel like it's mine. I have a 2-burner gas stove. I don't cook very elaborate meals. Sometimes I cook my meals. Sometimes, honestly, I eat frozen foods. And then sometimes.
Okay, really, I give this as far as all the tiny homes I've seen, I give this a 8, 7 to 8. That's what I rate that one. Okay, on to the next one. Here we go.
Tiny. It is a Casa de Canto model, and it's just under 400 square feet. So let's go in and check it out.
Again, love the outdoor furniture. The color scheme, love the color scheme.
All right, so welcome to my living room, library, dining room, and kind of kitchen and entryway. This is like my everything room. And this is actually the reason why I wanted this model, because it doesn't feel like you're living in a tiny. It's very open. I have tons of room for my books and for my art, and most importantly, for my fireplace. I had to make sure that this fireplace would fit here before
Yeah, that's
I
gorgeous.
committed to tiny living, because it took forever to put together and I'm not willing to let it go. So besides tons of books, which my dad built this amazing shelf for me to be able to fit all my books and all the bookshelves that I have, I'm also a huge fan of music. So I have my little...
By the way, I didn't like the outside, but the inside, I know I'm going to love. I already could tell that the design, it's color scheme, the layout, nice.
Record player and my records in the corner, and in general it was very important for me to have like full-size furniture. I love entertaining, I love having friends in my space. I love my little wingback chairs. This is like my little reading nook over here next to the fireplace. This amazing sofa opens up into a bed so I could comfortably sleep. Hi, I'm Iris and I'm in a Casa de Canto model tiny home, which is not so tiny. It's just under 400 square feet. I always thought it was kind of funny that somewhere along the line, coffee and tea and starting off the day, but I mostly use it for entertaining. So again, the dishwasher
love the
is
large
fantastic
sink.
because at the end of the night, nobody wants to do dishes. You just load it up and
Full
it's
dishwasher.
done. And it's also great to have a full-size freezer. It's
Full
also
freezer,
great
full
because we have an organic
size,
farm right here on site. So every Saturday I could get fresh veggies,
Everything.
whatever's in season, fresh flowers. These are dying
Nice.
a little bit, but they've been here for a while, which is amazing. Yeah, that's about it about my kitchen.
Yeah, I definitely want. Oh, again, I love her outdoor furniture, but the farm sink, love that. If I were to get a tiny home, I would definitely. That's a plus. And that the barn doors that look, love it.
And it's, you know, perfect for what you need it for, considering how little time we actually spend in the bathroom. So it has a great little compact sink.
I spend a lot of time in the bathroom, so the bathroom is important. The kitchen, not as important as my bathroom, because I do not cook a lot. I just do 5 ingredients, maybe, tops. But anyways, you know, it's to each his own.
Tons of storage underneath, a huge medicine cabinet that like fits everything in it. I mean, I still have tons of room in there. Those sort of like nourish if you are able to work remotely, and you could open up a queen size bed and have plenty of room for guests. The closet itself is very, very deep. So I have a little...
I was just talking about those barn doors. Look at that.
Dresser on wheels that could wheel back, and the filing cabinet can go in here. Has plenty of room, which is really, really rare in a tiny home. But again, this is sort of like a larger tiny home, so it makes it possible to have all these extra storage spaces. So I've been working remotely for over a decade, and it's really important for me wherever I am, whether I was a digital nomad or now in the tiny home. The movers got it up here, but they did. And it's a really great open space for a loft. Like I could sit up, no problem. I have a little chair in the corner that I could sit in without hitting my head. It's a great place to just disconnect. It's like a little like...
You see that space, it doesn't look as, to me, tight as I've seen other tiny homes.
Cocoon sanctuary, which makes it a lot easier to have healthy sleeping habits, because it's like literally like coming into the slumber zone, going up the stairs, and boom, you're in the bedroom, and it's time to shut the day away, which this place definitely helps me do. And having the mini split up here is, if this was in here with outdoors, which usually there's a really nice breeze, not so.
Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. I like the layout, like the look. I still like the first one better. Here we go.
And so I could have got super busy trying to figure that out, but actually I went into a lot of stillness, and in that space, this tiny house living emerged from that space.
So what was it that really attracted you to the idea of living in a tiny house?
So it's 3 meters wide, and it's 7.5 meters long, and it's 4.6 meters high.
And what are you doing for power and services in this house?
So I'm connected to the mains house, power and water. They do have solar power. And so I just hook in and away I go.
Nice and simple. And can you tell me a little bit about the style of the tiny house and why you chose this design?
Well, it really is based on the Zen house. It's Japanese and Scandinavian inspired, but I was inspired by Nadia and Kester's take on how they did their tiny home, and then I've just added a few modifications.
And you actually live here with your 2 boys, don't you?
Yes, I do. So
See, that's the problem. I mean, tiny home may be 1.5 person, but one and two, well, 2 little people, and then people have their dogs and the time. I don't know how they do it.
I've got a 7 and a 9-year-old, and they come to me on the weekends and the school holidays. They have a really big home in Brisbane. Then they come here and have that nice contrast. And it's kind of, they want to be in the same room with me anyway. And so this is like one big room. Windows, it really creates a feeling of more spaciousness in the home. And I've got 2 big gas lift windows with rolling fly screen.
I like that.
And so every window has a fly screen because in a tropical climate, we want to keep the bugs out. I also have a bookshelf up in that space because it was just kind of a dishwasher. It actually has a washing machine. It's actually a kitchen and laundry, really, in that 3 by 3 meter space.
Great sized fridge that you've got here.
Yeah, this is a full-size fridge.
Her kitchen is very modular, different, and then it's like hidden or right underneath the stairs. Very unique design, you know, putting the kitchen in a little nook. I like it. However, they aren't full-size appliances, so that might be an issue for a lot of people. Even me, I want basically full-size appliances. But if that's an air fryer or convection oven, something like that, I might consider that in place of a full-size stove. That might work.
I found the quietest fridge I could because I feel that's really important in a small space. You don't want to hear like the hum of a fridge.
And then I really like what you've done over here with
Spice rack or in the seasons, and it looks like she, you know, her dry goods. Nice, love it.
the storage and all of these jars, and you've really made quite a feature of that, haven't you?
Yeah, it's custom built for my jars because that's a really big value of mine, to reduce my plastic footprint. So I go to a bulk food place and stock up my jars, and like that's one thing that I really love about this space, that I'm able to have that and it's displayed.
Also, a lot of storage built into the cabinetry as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this is my main pantry here.
I do love that color, the yellow. It's I guess it's oak, honey oak, if I get it right. Nice.
So that pulls out and then it can be part of the kitchen. So I really enjoy using that. And then all of these drawers are soft close drawers. So that's just another luxury piece. I also wanted to show you, I do have drawers in the kickers. So that's just more storage. So I have that here and also down here.
Great. Very, very clever using that space, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great for those kind of tray items.
And then you've got another one of these wonderful gas sprung windows over here, and that really connects the kitchen to the outdoors, doesn't it?
Yes, because I do spend a lot of time at the sink, and so I can really connect with nature, and there's chickens that walk around out there. And yeah, that's, you know, self-care is really important to me. So to have lovely baths, and I can look out into nature because that window is really large.
Now that's a bathtub. Wow. Wow. And then it's next to a nice gigantic window. Love it. Love it. One of my favorite. I mean, you could pick different things. Like I like that nice full size appliance kitchen. I love, 1 and 2 video. I love their outdoor furniture. So either one of those. Add the plants. Add this tub in the big windows. That's what I would like in my tiny home.
And it opens right out.
Wonderful. And then I really like the design of this mirror, and then lovely vanity as well. I really like the basin there.
Yeah, that's an artisan concrete
I don't like the basin. No, I need something normal.
basin. So as much as possible, I really try to support the local artisans.
It's definitely nice being able to do that, isn't it? And especially in a tiny house where these are things which you see
For them, and this is Marie Kondo inspired, how I folded this.
And I've just spied the projector up there as well. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so I like to have Friday night movie nights with my boys, and we just found that this space was the best space for it. It projects nicely onto that white wall there, and we can sit up on the soft bed and have a nice movie on a Friday.
Lovely. Well, should we go up into the loft and take a look?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, thank you. This loft design is really nice. It actually feels
Again, the windows everywhere. I love that, so you don't feel claustrophobic.
incredibly spacious up here.
Yeah, with the light, the beautiful natural light coming through the skylight, and also because it is that 3 meters wide, it just creates that extra feeling of like calm and softness.
Okay, that's for the third video. Now the last one for the day. Here we go.
Soon, but first, your parking spot. You really lucked out with this place, didn't you?
I sure did, yeah. There are people close by, but no one's looking in on me, and I'm surrounded
Yes, it looked like she has the best lot out of the 4.
by green, and yeah, it just feels really nice and peaceful to be out here. So it's a great spot.
And what was it that really drew you to the idea of building a tiny house on wheels?
Yeah, I guess I'd been working for 20 years in the electricity industry, and I've got solar and gas, so completely off-grid for electricity.
That definitely makes it a lot easier when it comes to finding a exterior of the home. Really is striking, and I cannot wait to see what you've done on the inside. Can we take a look?
We sure can.
I love the exterior. You wouldn't think that the all the black on the outside, but you had the windows and you can see the light colored wood inside. It just works. She has a lot more landscaping to do, plants, all of that. But I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Come on in.
All right, thank you. Oh, this is lovely. It really is the dictionary definition of minimalist in here, isn't it?
It really is.
Do you actually live in here?
I do. I just want to be able to live in the space without any
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything in there. This will be interesting.
visual clutter, and I love the plywood, so it's nice just to be able to look at that. And I guess I've focused on having heaps of storage, so everything has a place to go away, and I get home, I put stuff away, and then I can just enjoy the simple space.
That is such a great way of doing things, because you're right, in here there is absolutely no clutter whatsoever. But what you do have is all of these windows just giving you such expansive views into the outdoors.
Yeah, I spend way more time than I'd like to admit just looking out the window, so it's just nice to slow down and actually watch the world go by.
And then right here we have this super cozy looking sitting nook, and again the window just giving you that wonderful connection to the outdoors.
Yeah, so this is where I spend the bulk of my life. So I love to read, and it's got the great views all around. It's a really comfortable spot just for relaxing.
And all around this nook I see you've built in storage space.
Yeah, so clothes and shoes kind of around here, and the storage up here is almost empty, so I might have slightly overdone the storage, but it's great to have a bit of additional space. Underneath the couch as well, there's space for I have the sawdust for my toilet and spare duvets and different things in there.
And then over here we've got your kitchen, and again you've gone for this really nice minimalist look with the stainless steel countertop and the plywood.
Yeah, I love to cook, so the kitchen's really important to me, and I wanted a really long run of bench space just so that I had heaps of room and I didn't feel cramped or crowded. I cook to relax, so it's nice just to have the space to really spread out and enjoy it. And I wanted a proper oven. I know quite a few tiny houses don't have one, but there's heaps that I do that I want to use an oven for.
I don't like that oven. I mean, I like the stainless steel, but I want a more modern stovetop, and I would like at least 4 burners minimum, but I like the 5, with the grill in the middle.
And I love my sink. It's massive.
Having a big sink in a tiny house kitchen really is almost essential, isn't it?
It
Because
is.
you need to have that space where you can just put things away and still properly wash your dishes
Yeah.
and everything.
It's something that I've said to other people who are thinking about building tiny houses is don't skimp on the sink. You need it.
I completely agree. And one of the things that I also notice as we sort of
It's a really, really simple system. It's not hard to look after, and anyone can use it.
and then it's quite lovely
No, no compost toilet, no.
as well how you've got the basin and then a good sized mirror above it.
Yeah, and the mirror actually works out really well. I often have the bathroom door open, and it actually reflects
The sink isn't bad though.
back from the window at the other end, so you have a sense that there's actually more green around you than, it's not real, but
Lovely. And then over here as well, you've created so much additional storage in your kitchen space and your stair space.
Yeah, I think that's one of the advantages of having stairs, and I really wanted stairs than always being on your hands and knees while you're trying to make the bed.
And the bed itself just looks so cozy. You've got these 2 windows either side, which are really nice for views and airflow, and then that skylight, that is pretty nice, isn't it?
It's great. I didn't want a loft that felt closed in, and so the skylight was really well insulated and double glazed. So again, without having curtains, it's actually warm enough in here. And I have gas heating, so the gas heater is me, and it was pretty much have something that was this nice. And because this is smaller, it's affordable, and I can.
Was about getting rid of some of those overhead.
Okay. There's different things I liked about all 4 that we showcased. I like something out of all 4. I like the light wood. I like the biggest one that they had. I think it was number 2. The second one had the biggest. I'm into tech, so I do need a nice sized office space. The bedroom, I think I want a tiny home with a bedroom like there's living room, kitchen, then bathroom, then bedroom. I think I don't want the nook. If I do have the nook, it's going to be like the second bedroom. That's what I would do. Now, I do like the black. I think that was a container home, a container outside construction, I think. But I could be wrong. It could be just that siding, and they just made it look like a container home. But what else? But I think I told you what I liked during as we were watching videos. But anyways, that's it. For what I have today. I will have a part 2 of 4 other tiny homes that I like. I also have been obsessed with the conversion vans. Okay, conversion buses, different sizes, even the conversion mail trucks and UPS type trucks, FedEx trucks. Converting that into an RV. Love that. I'm obsessed. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please like if you haven't already. Let me go give you that little shout out. Leave comments, please leave comments so I could bring the content that you want to see, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.